What's up, guys? Welcome back to Peace Pop. I'm Bergen.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Alex.
And let's start off our week with Bachelor recap. So, first off, Elise leaving. Thoughts, ladies?
I don't know why she thought that, well, I don't know, she was too whiny for me. It's like when she went to Colton's hotel to confront him about, like, she can't really do this. She hates seeing the girls come back from their dates and stuff. And she was all in, but she couldn't do it. I don't really know what else she was expecting, because it's The Bachelor. Like, that's what happens. But she just kept saying, like, I can't do it. I'm going to have to leave, but I don't want to. And she just kept going on and on and on. It's like, if you want to leave, leave. If you don't, just stay. Nobody's making you leave. Like, get over it. She was way too whiny for me.
Yeah, and she kept saying stuff about, like, oh, I don't like how it's me and a bunch of other girls dating you, and at the end, you're just going to propose to one of us. But I'm like, that's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
And then Bachelor ABC, their Instagram posted something about her whining about it. So she commented on that Instagram post saying that, like, she should have signed up for that show Married at First Sight instead, which I thought was really funny, because I was like, yeah, basically, like, you should have, because
I think it's funny that she played it off as a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's good that she can laugh at herself, but it's also, like, maybe she didn't know what she's getting into, and, like, this process isn't for everybody, and maybe she didn't realize that till, like, 5 weeks in.
Yeah, when it was too late.
She looked good, though. That
she
girl
did.
was dressed
I
to
loved
the T.
her dress.
That dress
loved
was
it.
so cute.
I was such a fan of hers after, was it 2 episodes ago?
On our one-on-one.
Yeah, where they went to the park and stuff. I loved her, so I was rooting for her, but
I was too, but then after that, of, like, all that whining and stuff, and it was just, like,
just leave.
It's just so dramatic, and I was like, yes, it's Bachelor, everything's dramatic, but that was just, like, so uncharacteristic of Bachelor Watch that I was like, all right, give me the stuff that we normally see, like girl drama, give me that. Give me, like, Colton breaking down because he loves, like, too many people. I was like, that's the stuff I want to see. I don't want to see these girls whining because he's dating 30 other women. Like, that's the name of the game, bro.
Well, and it was funny afterwards, because she was like, I regret my decision.
She kept on saying
She
that.
kept saying that, and I was like, dude.
nobody forced you all.
Yeah.
Nobody forced you to leave. Nobody's forcing you to
Colton
stay.
tried convincing her to stay. I mean,
No, he literally was like, so are you leaving?
yeah, he was confused. He was like,
He was confused with the rest of us.
yeah.
So then he went on a date with Heather, who was the one that had never been kissed before.
Yes.
And then she got her first kiss.
She got her first kiss with Colton, and it was so sweet. They were on the beach, and fireworks went off, and, like, for forever, they were just doing, like, little side hugs.
I love
and, like,
their one-on-one.
cuddle.
I thought it was so
The
cute.
Duggar side hug.
They were just doing their little cuddly stuff, but
And there was,
then
like,
they went for the kiss.
There was so much build-up, though. Like, the close-ups when they were eating on Colton's mouth and stuff. I was like, all right.
Heather got her kiss, though.
She
But
did.
she got
What
that
a way
kiss.
to get a first kiss.
Right?
I know, right?
I was like,
On TV.
literal fireworks in the background. And, like,
And
her first kiss was
Colton. It's Colton.
He's fine. And then Cassie with her one-on-one.
Loved her one-on-one.
Cassie, as soon as she
love
arrived,
her.
first episode, I love her. She's the one that seems more chill, more natural. I love her. So then their date, man.
I was like, are you sure he's a virgin? Because they were hot and steamy.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
was
okay. And, like,
He took her to his bed.
right? I usually don't take people, like, I usually don't take girls to my bed on the first date, but here we are. And I was
God.
A, cringe, B, what are you doing? Like, what?
They had their own freaking personal island. Like,
Okay.
what?
Island. More like a sandbar.
But still, how cool is that?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, this date was, like, kind of, like, the date
It
itself
wasn't
was, like,
one of the best ones, but it was still.
But, like, them together,
It
I
was
was like,
cute.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well,
and then the other women
Yes.
in their interviews were like, oh yeah, Cassie and Colton's connection. Like, you never really hear about other women talking about other connections being so strong and that they can see it in the room and everything. But when they started commenting on that, I was like, oh shoot, this is, like, real stuff. Like, he told her, like, oh, I'm crazy about you, and she was like,
freaked out.
she's like, oh my god, are you allowed to say this? Like, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, dang.
And then speaking of dates, how do y'all feel about the group dates this season? Every single group date I would not want to be on.
No.
There was one.
Don't they usually split it into 2 group dates? Or am I just making this up in
Well,
my
it's
head?
usually like more fun. Like
Well,
every
that-
single.
They don't look. Yeah.
Okay, this one they went hiking and
I would
and had
not
to
have
find
gone
food
to.
and like eat bugs and stuff.
No, thank
See?
you.
I was with Hannah B, Demi, and Hannah
Going
G.
to
Yes,
the
I would've done
restaurant,
that.
Going
the
back
bar.
to the hotel. Okay,
Get
also
burgers.
they had an hour to do this, and then they could go back to the hotel, get food, wait on the food, and get back in time. I'm just saying they must have not really been that far in the jungle.
No.
And I was just like, I'm with them. I would want the burger. And they didn't win, but they actually won.
Yeah,
When
that's what Hannah said.
Hannah B was like, we didn't win,
But
we really won. And I was like,
Agreed,
you're
'cause
right.
they didn't eat
'Cause I wouldn't want to
bugs.
eat bugs and like
Oh,
water out of a tree. Like, what? Give me, and they like brought back booze. They had burgers. I was like, booze and
would've
burgers.
Look real
I would have been
good.
happy to not be on
I
the group
was-
date.
and
Me
then,
too, that's what I'm saying. Like usually the
and they
group
weren't
dates
even
are more
spending
fun.
time with Colton because they were on
No.
different teams.
Yeah, it'd be
So I was like,
It'd be
yeah,
different
I
if he
would've
was
left
like
too.
going from team to team, but he wasn't. He was on a team.
He was on a team, and I was like, okay, I would have left too.
Yeah.
Like, shoot. I'm not even like group date. He's hanging out with 3 other women.
Well, and that-
and then on that team, what is her name? Taisha,
Taisha, I think.
whatever her name is. She pulled him aside. Was like, we're gonna go find more water. You
Yes,
two go
and
get
the
the
other girls
protein
were
and the
not
food or
happy.
whatever.
And then they were like spying on her.
and then like the 2 other girls, what was it? Nina and someone else were just like, like, what do you say? No.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? What do you say to that? And so they got pulled aside, and then they had a little makeout session. I was like, okay. And then the drama at the cocktail party.
Oh my gosh!
Gosh.
Between Nicole and what's the other girl's name?
Or no, I was and her name's so hard.
Anika.
Yeah,
Anika.
Anika.
I think it's
something
Anika.
like that.
I don't know. That girl. That drama. They were literally.
She always is in the drama.
They were
Anika
literally
is.
fighting like 15-year-olds. Like, yes, Anika, whatever her name is, shouldn't have like gone straight to Colton and should have just gone to her first, gone to Nicole first,
Yeah.
and been like, hey,
Okay, so what happened was
Yeah.
Anika, whatever her name is, the one that starts with
We'll look it
an O. She went to Colton because apparently before Elise left, she told Anika that Nicole was only on The Bachelor to get out of Miami. And so that's not, she wasn't in the room when that was said or anything. It was just like she said stuff. So she went to Colton and told him what she heard. And then that made him concerned. And so then he was talking to Nicole, and Nicole got real emotional. And she's like, I never said that at all. And so she was trying to clarify everything.
and Taisha, when Anyeka, that's the name.
Anyeka.
There it is. When Anyeka went back to the group, and she's like, guess what I just told Colton? And then before she could like finish her thoughts, like Taisha spoke up and was like, that's not what happened. I was
Yeah.
there for that conversation, and
Yeah.
that's not what she said at all.
I'm glad she stuck up because I cannot stand it when girls hear like what really went down, but they just don't stick up for
just-
them because
yeah.
it's like they like to watch them like.
And then you could just see Anyeka's face just go, oh crap, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And then, like, did Elise even say that? Like, we don't know.
But instead of going to Colton and being
should've
like,
gone to
I'm
Nicole.
so
Go to
sorry.
Nicole.
Yeah,
And even
like-
if she is there for that reason, like, okay, let
Go be a
Nicole-
woman and like
yeah.
talk to her about it. Why
Go
do you
talk to
why do you have to
Nicole.
tattletale like a snitch? Like, I
go
don't get
back
that.
to Colton because she's the one that told Colton and say, I apologize. Actually, this is what happened. Whatever. Like, grow up, do your thing instead of fight. Like Colton was having one-on-one time with another girl, and they couldn't
yeah.
even talk because Nicole and
Anyeka
were
were
yelling at each other.
literally yelling.
like cat fighting like 15-year-olds in high school over like some petty drama.
Well, and then I'm like, Anika, however you say her name,
Hopefully she
caused
gets
issues.
booted off this
Yeah.
next week, so we don't have to
So
say her
sorry.
name anymore.
But
It's
she
hard.
had issues with Demi too. I'm like, this girl needs to just worry about herself. Like,
Yeah, and
stop
like,
going and telling Colton
it's
about other girls.
Bachelor cardinal rule. I will say this time and time again. The second you use your time to talk about somebody else, you're
Yeah.
done.
Well-
and like, and Nicole, when she went, cleared her name, and like was fine, and she like had this like she had a great conversation, and then she goes, and I don't want to stoop to her level.
Yeah.
And then she goes and like attacks her in her time. Like, she would have been fine if she had just left it with the first part, saying like, that's not my character, that's not what happened, and then you should just moved on and like had a conversation with him, like something like deep. I don't know, something else. Like, change the subject. You don't need to be talking about
and
her.
this episode left in a to be continued. So they didn't even kick anyone off.
Because Nicole was trying to go back to Colton and be like, I'm sorry, can we talk or whatever.
And Onyeka tried to grab him too, but Colton's
He's like,
leave me alone.
He's like, I need a time to myself.
I just wanted to know who's gonna get kicked off, and they didn't.
And it's that time in the season where we're cliffhangers. Like, rose ceremonies don't happen till the next week.
Yep.
Oh, and they arrived to their resort last week, so they're in Thailand. Oh my gosh, I put on Twitter, I was like, I don't care who the Bachelor is, I would apply just for the resorts
Just for
and
the
the
trips.
food.
Exactly.
It's like free food and alcohol. Like, what do
And
you
look
need?
where they
What else do you
are.
need?
Like, Lord, I'll be having so much fun.
And you have like all
traveling.
these like cool experiences.
Yeah.
And like, if you're just like a halfway decent person, you'll like last for a little while.
Yeah.
For a couple weeks to go and travel.
Like, I wouldn't even need Colton. I would be doing my own thing and Thailand.
I mean,
That'd be
yeah,
fun.
sure, you'd be there for the wrong reason, but like, are they
And
really the
someone would
wrong
come and
reason?
snitch on you,
I
but-
would eliminate myself before the final, so it wouldn't cause any drama afterwards.
Pull an Elise and be like, I don't want to be here.
Yep.
Just don't be as whiny, okay?
Yeah.
If you go on and do this, just don't be as whiny.
Oh yeah, I hate whining.
Just like cut to the point and be like, I just can't do this anymore. This isn't for me, and then just go.
Yep.
Yeah, why
I would
doesn't
do.
she just come up and say that? Why does
This
she have
isn't
to
for
be
me.
so...
That would have solved
That's
so
what I
many
was saying.
issues.
If she went to him and was like, I can't do this anymore, leave. Oh, but
But she
I
made
didn't like
such
the
a
one
big
she
deal
was
about
like,
it. I was
cannot
like-
stand drama. I cannot stand whininess.
Yeah.
And yet I watched The Bachelor.
But it's awesome. Don't
Yep.
you love it though?
Yep. Because it's not my life. I'm watching it there. I don't have to deal with it.
All right, well, that wraps up our Bachelor recap.
Okay, so this Sunday is the Grammys. So we're going to be talking about that. First, Alicia Keys is the host. What do you guys think about that?
Love her.
I really like her. She seems so chill and
I love her music and love her voice, but I don't know, like, who do you guys remember who her last Grammy hosts? Because I feel like there's some of the past ones have been funny, and I don't know. I just see like a show like that, you gotta have someone entertaining.
Well, I remember her when she was a coach on The Voice, and she did a really good job of like being just like a good like TV presence, without being overpowering. Because you have like 3 other people, but like I'm curious to see how she does it on her own.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
I'm
if there was
excited
someone else
because-
with her that maybe it would balance it off a little, but I feel like she's so down to earth and kind of nonchalant that I feel like it'll...
I'm excited to watch. I like it.
I'm excited to
love
see how
award season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how she does it by herself.
Yeah.
Because I love her as an artist, and I know that she's very passionate about music. So I think that will come out in her hosting, and I hope she like cracks a couple jokes in her like opening monologue. But we'll see. And then the Ariana Grande drama around the Grammys. Did you hear about this?
I didn't hear about
Okay, so let me just do a little recap. Is that Ariana was scheduled to perform because she is nominated, and she wanted it to be a collaborative effort of like what songs that they wanted her to sing and all this. And she said that she had given them three song choices, but the producers of the Grammys wanted to choose what she did exactly with like 0 input from Ariana. So she was like, no thanks, I'm good. Now she's not even going.
Yeah.
And then
she's still nominated, but she's not even going.
And then Grammy reps came out with a statement saying that it wasn't enough time to put together a show. And then Ariana
she
fired back on Twitter saying that I can put a show together in one night. That wasn't the issue. It was that you weren't collaborative and that you wouldn't listen to me as an artist. And I won't sacrifice my creativity for a show.
Man.
And she's like, and that's why I'm not going, and that's why I'm not performing. And I was like, you know what? You
Props
do
to
you,
her.
girl.
Yeah, I mean, if she's gonna be singing at the Grammys, she's nominated for her creativity and her music.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't she project that when she's performing?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
And I think it's just sad to see from a award show that recognizes like artistry and creativity through music that they're not letting her do that.
Yeah.
Which really saddens me because Ariana is like one of the biggest pop stars in
yeah, she's
the world,
huge, yeah.
if not the biggest. So wouldn't that carry some weight?
You would think, I mean, I'm sure a bunch of people were probably planning on watching it just because of her.
So I'm just like, I don't, like, why wouldn't you, like, obviously she's doing something right, so why wouldn't you listen to her like, what she has to say about, like, I don't know. It was just, like, saddened me to see that these Grammy producers didn't recognize that creativity.
Yeah. Well, that they tried covering it up to something that wasn't.
With some, like,
if you're gonna do that, at least be
BS.
like, hey, we just didn't agree on what she wanted to perform, and then leave it at that. But the fact
that was
they
BS
lied about
statement.
it.
Yeah. And then let's go into some major nominations. So Record of the Year, Cardi B for I Like It, and Bad Bunny and J Balvin. And then The Joke by Brandy Carlisle. And then This Is America, Childish Gambino, God's Plan, Drake, Shallow, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
All the Stars, Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Rockstar, Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. And then The Middle by Zedd, Mara Morrison, Gray. Those are the Record of the Year. I want to see Shallow win.
Yes,
Because I loved that movie.
Yeah,
Mostly because I just love Bradley Cooper.
Speaking of Shallow and Bradley Cooper and everything, he put out a statement. I guess it was just a couple days ago, saying how he didn't win, or he wasn't even nominated for Best Director for that movie.
Oh, that was some BS.
And he was saying that they were asking him like, what were your feelings on it or whatever, and he was just saying like how embarrassed he was, and I was like, oh.
No, I think everyone recognized that like Bradley Cooper got like that was like oh my god, that was just awful because that movie was so huge. Beautifully like made. The plot was amazing.
See, I liked it because it was real. You don't leave off on like that fairy tale.
Yeah, like it wasn't a happy
realistic,
ending.
yeah.
And that, I'm like, I was okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to see Bradley Cooper get killed off because my man's from Philly.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler, sorry. But like, I hate to see my man's Bradley Cooper, my Philly man, get killed off. But
it's real.
It was
like,
such a good movie.
I like, specifically in that movie, I like how he went off to rehab, like to try to get help, and then he came back, and that's when the whole thing happened, and that is so real.
That's realistic,
so, anyhow, he was talking about how embarrassed he was and everything.
Don't be embarrassed, Bradley.
But anyhow, speaking of all of that to say, I really hope that Shallow wins.
Shallow's nominated for a lot of, I was looking the other night, and they're nominated for some awards. So hopefully they'll at least win one, if not more. Hopefully
they're also nominated for Song of the Year. So we'll go into Song of the Year nominations. So once again, All the Stars, Boot Up, which was a major hit this year. God's Plan, In My Blood, which I thought was a weird one for Shawn Mendes to get nominated for because
he had some other good ones.
Yeah.
Hey,
The Joke, Mendes. The Middle again, and then This Is America. I think
The Middle is gonna win. I think they might win at least one award for one of them.
Yes, that was a big major hit, but I think. I either have Shallow winning or This Is America, just because This Is America was a major statement, especially when the music video came out.
I mean, I really want Shawn Mendes to win just because I'm a big Shawn Mendes fan, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Flying.
Yes, but I don't think he's going to win based on who he's going up against for that award. Maybe for some of the other ones he's nominated.
I think it's an honor that he got nominated because there were some really good Song of the Year. And Song of the Year is different from Record of the Year because Song of the Year is an ode to the songwriters. And Record of the Year is an ode to the performers and like the whole ensemble of like engineers, producers, and all that kind of stuff. But I think for Song of the Year, I have Shallow or This Is America for sure.
I agree.
It would sadden me to see Middle win Song of the Year for songwriting. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're nominated for a couple of them too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shallow though, did you see when Lady Gaga was performing live and Bradley Cooper got on stage with her?
That was awesome.
At her Las Vegas show. Yes, I saw that and I was like, such a good movie. And then album of the year, we have Invasion of Privacy, Cardi B, By the Way I Forgive You, Brandy Carlisle, Scorpion by Drake, Her by Her, Beer Bongs and Bentleys, Post Malone, Dirty Computer, Janelle Monáe, Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves, and then the Black Panther soundtrack. So there's been a lot of buzz about Casey Musgraves in the songwriting world. There has been. And she's getting a lot of recognition. I would love to see her win because like what a lot of people say about the way she writes and the way she is like this like cross genre artist where she's like a cross between singer-songwriter, country, but also like very mainstream because it catches some wind in the pop world too. So I would just love to see her win because I think her songs are they're very catchy.
They're very,
and B,
very
like,
catchy.
do you remember the song Follow Your Arrow, where it's just like it's a country song about just being who you are, whether you're gay, straight, like white, black, whatever, like just follow your arrow. And I think that's very like telling of like the way that music
Her lyrics are very I love her lyrics.
The way that
very
like country music is going, which is being like less of like, at least on the women's side, less of like America and more of just like making these messages about like being you and like loving, like Carrie Underwood's
Love Wins
song, like that's a big statement too. So I think I love to see these country artists getting a little bit more political with
her. And if she wins, it's just another big statement.
For sure.
Big statement she's been trying to make about it all.
Yeah. And then Best New Artist, we've got Chloe by Haley. I don't know who that is, if being honest. Luke Combs, out of the country world. Greta Van Fleet, her, Dua Lipa, Marga Price, BB Rexa, and then Georgia Smith. I don't really know.
I think,
I've got either BB Rexa, which I think, because she's been freaking killing it.
She's been killing it. I mean, didn't she just come out with a new album or song or something recently?
And then she performed at the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
So,
and like,
she's been big lately. So she
it.
probably, I think she might win that section.
Yeah. And then Dua Lipa is also like her voice. Dua Lipa,
she's really good, God. And her songs are also really catchy as well.
Like both of them live are very good. So I want to see either one of them win.
Girl power.
Yeah, for sure. Women, go ahead. So I think that wraps up our Grammy preview. So tune in this Sunday and we'll do a recap next Friday of Grammys. So our discussion this week is Valentine's Day and this whole movement of Galentines Day, because Valentine's Day is coming up next week. So me and Alex, we are doing our own little Galentine's Day with Caitlin, because we are the single roommates in the apartment.
And I know a lot of people who are in relationships doing Galentine's Day. It's just fun that a lot of people are doing now.
It's just a fun way to just like hang out with your girls.
Yeah, because Valentine's Day is kind of like a more girly holiday.
Yeah.
And so it's just a fun way to celebrate.
Like, I never really was into Valentine's Day ever. And then like this whole like Galentine's Day thing kind of came up a couple years ago, and I was like, yeah, I can get behind that. Where it's just like a bunch of girlfriends sitting back watching some movies or like going out to dinner together.
It's a big thing now too, because even Target has an entire Galentine's section where it's just stuff that's like.
And you purchased.
I did purchase stuff. So like I went yesterday actually, and I mean obviously bought a lot of candy and chocolate.
Yeah.
But they have like I know
we've gotten socks.
Yeah, we got socks. They have fun Valentine socks. They had a bunch of like photo booth like props that said Happy Galentine's Day, besties, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And cups and mugs and champagne glasses, stuff like that.
I love a mug.
Fun. And then they also had like in the dollar section at Target, they had like fun like games and stuff. So they had like dices that you roll, and it's like
you got the mash,
which I don't know if listening and played that when they were younger, but I always did it in middle school.
And I was so mad when I got Shaq.
Write it out. But like basically, if you don't know what it is, mash is basically, it stands for mansion, apartment, shack, and house, and basically you fill out like a future significant other, future job, future pet, future amount of kids, future car, and then you like draw a spiral, and the amount of or someone draws a spiral for you, and you tell them when to stop, and based on how many like twirls they have in it is how many times you count, and each
twirls.
Swirls, whatever, and each ring is a number, and that's how many times you count around the mash. So you do, say you got 3, you go 1, 2, 3, and then that's the one you cross off,
and then you keep on going until you come out with your answers. And
it was something super cheesy and fun that we used to do in middle school. But they had a huge set of that I got for our Galentine's Day, just a little throwback and something fun.
And like I love seeing like on Instagram, just like women just hanging out together and being like, Galentine's Day, even if you have a significant other, or even if you don't,
it's
or
just
whatever.
something fun to do with your girlfriends. And
It's just an excuse to get together and hang out.
Well,
like,
and they're coming out with a ton of movies now too that are like based on that. So like this year they have that Happy Death Day 2's coming out, which I guess isn't really, it's not really Valentine's Day, but it's not really Galentine's either.
I don't really know.
That's coming out the day before Valentine's, and then they're having that new one with Rebel Wilson. That's Isn't It Romantic?
Yeah, that one looks
more
funny.
Galentinesy. That one's coming out too.
Yeah.
So they're definitely, it's definitely a big trend now, which I totally love because it's just something fun.
Yeah. Any excuse I can get to be like, hey, do you want to hang out and just like watch movies and veg
eat
out
food
and just
drink,
and just like veg out and just be like, hey, let's like order pizza and watch like some Disney movies. Like, I'm here for it.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's
I know.
super fun.
Last week we had a movie night.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
us
we
and
have
our
movie
friends
nights all the time because we hang out. But this, like, and I think what I think we should do is go see some of these fun Galentines movies that are coming out, because I got an Alamo gift card.
Alamo, I will never.
Alamo even has their own Galentine's menu. I was looking.
Oh my god,
special things for you and your friends that are on sale, and so I'm like, and a lot of people are going just because it's something.
I will never watch a movie if it's not at the Alamo ever again. I went with my mom.
If you haven't been, go.
Oh, it's
if you
awesome.
don't have one.
I went with my mom over Christmas break. We watched Mary Poppins together because that was like a big movie that I watched when I was little. So me and my mom are like, let's go together and let's go to the Alamo, because one just opened up by my house in Northern Virginia.
They're awesome. I love them.
And oh my gosh, I was like, I can just sit here and order food like a restaurant. It was amazing.
And they just bring them to you right on a piece of paper.
It is such an experience. It's got the nice chairs where you can lean back. You got your feet up. I was just like, oh my god.
I do know a lot of people have issues with it just because they don't like that they can't see when they're eating. Like if you go see a dark movie.
Oh, well, they've got like little book lights underneath the table.
And I'm like, I get it. It's hard if you're seeing a dark movie and you can't see what you're eating. But I'm like, it's the experience. Like, it's fun. And their food is so good. So good.
What is it? The Parmesan?
The Parmesan popcorn.
Oh, me and my mom got that.
Something about eating popcorn out of aluminum bowl just tastes better to me.
Oh, it's so fancy.
They serve it in an aluminum bowl.
It's so
and if you get the normal one, it's unlimited. But it's just, it just tastes so much better.
It's amazing.
So if you haven't been to the Alamo, go to the Alamo.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
And
12 out of 10.
If you don't have anything for Valentine's Day, or even if you do have plans, do a Galentine's Day. It's super fun.
Or if you don't want to do a Galentine's Day, you treat yourself.
Yeah, do it by yourself.
Get yourself like a 99-cent face mask from Target. Get yourself a pizza.
Go to that dollar section in Target.
Watch a movie.
Valentine's socks. They got fun stuff galore.
You just do you, girl, you know? Do you. So that'll wrap up Peace Pop for this week. So until next time.
Tune in next week.
Peace out.